Okay, guys, I don't know why this is grainy. I hope the recording is better. I wanted to piggyback on Lauren's call because there were so many notes I took and so many things that we have in common, and just kind of talk to you a little bit more about journey and mindset. I didn't know what Lauren was going to share. I love that she shared part of her story, and just when you go through trials, you can either wallow in that and you can continue to reference that. You can continue to talk about how hard that was, and that you don't ever think you get over that, or you keep bringing it up. And something I'm teaching my kids is it's a lesson. Yes, it's the past, and we can reference it, but we have to move on from that past. When we learn for it, we can talk about what we learned through that, and then it helps us in our future to make different decisions in our path. Also, how we react to people, different decisions, and which way we decide to go, which is kind of what I just said. And that's kind of what I look at as far as, for whatever reason you were brought to this point. You were brought to this opportunity of coaching. You were given this invitation by somebody. You saw a post, you were in a challenge group, you had a transformation, and you decided you wanted to share with other people. Whatever way you got started, that's your story, that's your journey. By sharing that, you're going to relate. You're going to help someone relate to you. You're going to share with someone, and they're going to find something in you that they're attracted to. They're going to see something in you that hits a chord with them, or strikes a chord. That's the right phrase. Strikes a chord with them, and they're going to see, wow, that's me. I want to feel the way that she feels. I want to experience that freedom that she's talking about. I want to break loose of my chains. I want to use my past to impact my future. All of those things. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that something that's been, kind of on my heart a lot lately is this growth. You start at one point and you have dreams and goals to get to the next point. You don't know how you're going to get there. None of us do. We don't know the how. We don't know the where. We don't know the when. We know our why. We know why we want to do this. We know why we connected to this opportunity. But how? I don't know how. I can't tell you that. I can't give you a roadmap. I can't give you a surefire, 100% all in, yes, this is going to work. I can't give that to you, an assurance. I can give you the promise of fulfillment. If you invest in other people, I can give you the promise of relationships that change you. And I can give you the promise of growth if you allow it. And that's what I wanted to kind of touch on is, as you're going on this journey, you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have those high moments where you just have the best success story in your challenge group. And then you're going to have the lows when someone quits or someone chooses another coach over you. It's just part of this. It's just the way it is, because people connect with certain people, or they decide this isn't for them because they don't have the faith in this. They don't have the why that you do. So those things are going to happen. And along the way, you grow and you're groomed into the leader that you need to be to lead the people who are going to come to you. You grow into the person ready for that next challenge or for that next responsibility. Whatever your goal is, I'm going to throw something out there because it's easy. Your goal is diamond. That's 8 coaches in your organization. You've helped 2 of those, one on each side, get to emerald. You have got to be a different person, a different leader than you were when you started, because you're not responsible for those people. To help them understand their Coach Online office, to help them understand what they need to do to their next step. You need to duplicate that. But how are you going to know how to do that unless you go through this trial, this test, to grow your own team? And keep going. You're a star diamond. You're given this opportunity to go to leadership, and you're molded and you're broken, and you realize there's some things you need to change in your life, and you're inspired, and you hear someone share this story that changes your life. And that might hurt. So you have to go and you have to dive into those emotions that you've locked up for so long. but those are needed to get to that next level. So you're a leader, you're going to leadership, and you have a team of, and you have 5 diamonds on your team. Wow. And they're starting to really see growth in their team, and they're quitting their jobs and they're coming home to be with their families, and they're setting their own hours, and you hear that they went on a vacation that Beachbody check paid for, and that gives you so much joy. Think about what you had to learn to get to that point. Think about all you had to go through. And it might not have been sunshine and roses and, ponies with wings every day. And that's okay. That's just part of growing into the leader that you need to be for that next opportunity, that next challenge. And you face it, and you grow through it, and you learn a lot about yourself, and you learn about other people. And it can hurt, and it can be fun, but if you stick with it, you get to see the fruits. You get to see the joy. You get to see and experience the lives, the stories. That's what I want you to hold on to. That this isn't just about hitting Success Club. Because you've heard that is a way to measure growth. That is a way to get to that next level. That is a way that you teach your team to grow. I wouldn't feel right. Honestly, I'm not just spitballing here. If I were just selling a bunch of stuff, it wouldn't feel right to me. If I was helping people and putting them in a challenge group and grooming them and investing in them and sharing me every day, that's what I love. And that's what their investment in me, those Success Club points, I give back. As far as my time, as far as my energy, as far as resources. And same with the coaches on this team. That's what we do. You don't just sign up as a coach, get your challenge pack, have a transformation. No, you have all the resources, but there is no way that someone else can do this business for you. I'm going to say some things you've probably heard. You're an independent Team Beachbody coach, not a codependent. You don't get a team partner and you build this thing together unless you're doing this with your husband or your wife or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. You are in charge of this business. When you call into Coach Relations, they want your social security number. They want your information. You don't give them somebody else's, or you don't ask somebody else for that information because you're sharing this. It's you. So the decisions you make impact your business. They impact your check. They impact your growth. You can't blame some of that on somebody else because you have all the resources you need to be successful. You just have to have the want to. And you have to have the why. Okay. When I started as a coach, I put in a lot of time and effort. And I'm not going to fib about that. I'm not going to make something up. I worked my first full year as a coach, probably 80 hours a week. I loved it. Loved it. But just like Lauren said, I piddled. Oh, goodness, I could spend a lot of time doing absolutely nothing and feeling productive. How many times do you check your coach online office? Like, religiously? Has the volume increased? The volume increased? The volume increased? Did I get my coach signed up? Is she there? Is she there? Is she there? Are my Success Club points there? Are they? Why are they there? Coach Relations, why are my points there? Blah, blah, blah. You can really kill a day being unproductive. And that's what I was doing. But goodness, I got to know the business like really well inside and out. Still learning. I learned something new today. Hello. Something I didn't know, but I never read it. I read the policies and procedures. I wanted to know what was going on. Can I reference them? Only the military page. And I took a lot of time learning, taking notes, bookmarking things. I have tons and tons of these little pads everywhere. I love pens. I love paper. That's just me. When I write something, I remember it. I can find where I wrote it. I would write notes to people. I would check in with my challengers and my free customers, and I did it all. I just needed to be better at it. I needed to get better at doing it well and it being purposeful and having a schedule. And now I can honestly tell you that every night I can sit down and write out my to-do list, the most important things at the top, maybe the scariest things at the top, or the things that might take the most time at the top, the thing that makes me have to put on makeup at the top, at the bottom, where I usually do. Those are the things that I changed, and they've helped me not be chained to a computer, a phone, or whatever. Because I heard this, and I've heard it from a couple coaches. How arrogant is it to think that your business will completely crumble if you aren't there 24/7? This business does not revolve around you. It does operate on its own. If you put in the work, if you do the posts, if you take care of your team, you can walk away. And when you come back and you're sitting down purposeful with your time, you will have things to do. But if you're constantly clicking the refresh button, you are missing out on life. You're missing out on all the opportunities to get outside, to take your kid to run an errand, to pick them up from school and hear about their day. You're missing out on the purpose that we do it, the purpose for which we do this, which is to create a life and a freedom for your family. So find that balance. Make that time. And when you do sit and you do devote time to Beachbody, make sure that it has a purpose. Make sure that your posts have a purpose and they sound like you, and that there's something that you would share. Post things that you would want to hear and read and learn about. And learn from others. I reached out so many times and just asked, can I see your training? I'm trying to write my own and I'm really at a loss of where to start. What's worked for you? Can I see your posts and your scripts because my team's asking and I don't even know where to begin? I have done that. I have gone to other people and asked. We've shared. We've come up with training as success partners. That's what you do. You help one another. So, I took all these notes and everything, and I wanted to make sure that I got to share a little bit of my heart, because it's kind of a topic that I'm passionate about, is share your story. And I get to speak this weekend to a retreat, a group coming down here. And they want to know how you got to top 10. Well, first of all, you have to have a team that's all in. You have to have a family that's all in. You have to give recognition for your team because they're the ones doing it. And I learned all those things along the way. Now I get to share that knowledge. And maybe someone else is going to go for that. Maybe someone else is going to be able to learn something from me. But I had to go through that. I had a bright light at the end of the tunnel, but going through that was very difficult. And learning a lot about myself and about other people, and then learning I wanted to change some things. And something I live with now is that journey and that achievement, but it was a whole team achievement. So I'm asked to share on that, and it's all right, I'm going to share on it, but I'm going to be really honest that you have to understand what you're getting into. And that's what I want to kind of end with this. Your goals and dreams are within your reach. You might have to put in a little effort. You might have to grow. You might have to do things that are scary. You might have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone, but that's where we grow. That's where we are groomed into that leader we need to be, that coach we need to be, that friend, that mentor, that whatever. Outside of what's the norm, outside of what's comfortable, is where you grow and where you learn more about yourself and where you allow other people to see the cracks in you. I did a blog post about this the other day, so if you missed it, it's on my page. Those ugly, broken, cracked places are where your light shines through. That's how you show that you are more than just this person. You are the experiences. You are the lessons. You are the broken pieces that God uses to shine his light through. In our weakness, he is made strong. In our weaknesses, he puts his strength into us, and we are able to be strong. We're able to accomplish things that we cannot even fathom, cannot even imagine. So anyway, I did want to leave you with that. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to believe. I mean, the slogan is decide, commit, succeed. What's the first part of that? Decide. You can't commit to something that you haven't decided you're going to do. And that decision is like I'm going to go to the store today. So what do you do next? Get in the car. You commit to it. You actively go. And you succeed when you purchase that True Moo milk or whatever it is that you need to purchase. You have to make the decision to go and then execute it and experience the success. And success is a word that has so many meanings. You have to find your success. You have to find your happy. But first you have to decide. So I just wanted to share a little bit more about that with you guys tonight.